So we're back, and we were supposed to go test ride the Royal Enfield Meteor 350, but as you see, we're stuck in heavy rain. There were a few things, my friend had to get, so I thought I'll review his bike by the time we go and get it, but both of us are stuck in the rain. I think it's passing because the weather looks clear, but I'm not exactly sure because it's a pretty heavy pour, and I don't want to risk, my GoPro or my intercom getting wet in the rain right now. But yeah, I'll catch you guys hopefully once the rain stops. So we are back on the Meteor 350. This I think would be a 2021 edition, I'm not sure, but as you see the old console and stuff, very old school. Surprised by the suspension, to be fair. I thought it would be much more stiff, but it isn't. This is a proper old school cruiser. They're ridden only 6,530 kilometers almost, you can say. No more than that. It is a full clutch system, which I'm not used to. That's why I'm taking time to move out of speed breakers, because I have to leave the clutch a lot for the bike to move. But obviously it's something I'll have to get used to. There's a gear indicator, so that's a good thing. So I assume it is after 2021. It is very bubbly, I won't lie. The engine feels very bubbly, but it's not a big deal. Pickup seems pretty good, so do the gear shifts. I didn't feel it as hard as the Scram that I rode before, but obviously the Scram was decked out with like modifications and performance upgrades. This isn't like that. This doesn't have any of those, but the engine is still refined, I must say. Like I didn't expect it from a Royal Enfield like this, but somehow they managed to surprise me every time. Even on wet roads, usually there's no slipping, there's no skidding, but yeah, overall till now it's great. Once we're on the highway only we will know exactly what is what. This one has a old school gear shifter as well, because you have the front and back instead of just a single pedal. It's a double pedal, but yeah, and also the tripper over here is an extra modification. Like you'll have to get it added from Royal Enfield itself. The engine sounds very bubbly, but to be fair, you don't feel it on the seat or anything. And obviously he's warned me about the brakes not being as tight, so I'll have to be careful of that as well. I can feel it because I think there's polish on the brakes and it's still not worn out completely, but that's not a big deal. Let's see how the bike performs on highways. I would really like to see that, because it is meant to be on the highways, not for anything else. Off-roading and stuff with this bike, it's going to be a task, because the suspensions are stiff, but I would say any bike you can off-road as long as you're experienced enough to off-road in it. Like I've taken my Dominar for off-roading. Me and Shadow have been off-roading a lot nowadays, but I find it quite easy. I don't find it that stressful on the engine as well. And obviously Shadow is meant for cruising on highways, but that doesn't mean it can't be taken elsewhere. It's a, if you can do it kind of thing. It's not a, oh, it's not possible at all. Obviously a cruiser like this, you know, the low seated comfortable one, is not something I like, because for me, I have one basic rule is where, you know, I know no one is going to be able to ride bikes all their life, because it's a age kind of thing. You can't sit on bikes your whole life, but obviously with these kind of bikes you can. So it's just more of, you know, I would rather spend my 20s on proper sports bikes when I can, and then after that enjoy my 30s or 40s on cruisers like these. So let's pull it and see how fast this can go. It reached 60 in no time, to be fair. Cruising around 80, and I don't feel too many vibrations, but there are vibrations on the foot pegs.